now, live from Oahu, Mike Taylor.
Yeah. I used to have longer hair, and my hair would flop a little bit. Makes it cooler when you're air guitaring and your hair actually flops a little bit, but I keep it shorter now than I did some years ago, and this is all you get. What's up, man? It's Friday. It's Taylor. It is Mike Taylor Live. We love you hard. We beg of you to leave sit on my screen. We beg of you to become a subscriber to this thing. It's absolutely free to do so. We beg of you to become a member. That's only $6 a month. All right, $6 a month. You get a little Mike Taylor in your life, at least 5 days a week, and we love you hard for that. So thank you, man. It's Friday from the hellscape. Monday, we'll do one last show from the hellscape, and then I got to fly overnight Monday. LG, can you pick me up from the airport on Tuesday morning, perchance?
Maybe.
Yes.
What time?
So here's the thing. So here's the conundrum for Tuesday. Monday show's fine. I don't fly out of here till Monday night.
Okay.
My flight lands on Tuesday at 8:40 a.m. Tuesday morning. So if you were
I
to
gotta
pick me up
you
at the airport,
and then take you here and then do a show.
right, and then I'll just Uber home.
Okay.
It's a tight window, or we can take Tuesday off. Why don't we discuss that between now and next week?
Yeah, we'll talk.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk. All right,
We'll
we got to
talk.
do today's show, though. It's been a good week. I've been in Hawaii for a few days, so sorry for the weirdness of the show. Normally it looks normally it looks awesome the way LG has our studio set up, but now you're dealing with Taylor being in charge of the technical stuff, which means it looks like this, Holmes. Welcome to my hotel. I have kids that I've kicked out to the pool so they can do their thing. Hopefully I won't get thrown out of this hotel because they're not supposed to be unaccompanied, but alas, they are. I've told them that I will draw blood from their skin if they get me in trouble, so let's do a show. Thank you, boys, for watching. It is Taylor live from the hellscape. All right. I wanted to start with an update on the Sam Williams situation, the Cowboys defensive end who they drafted last year, who had trouble at Ole Miss, got himself suspended. He got charged with rape, like some sort of involuntary, some sort of sexual assault. And he was obviously exonerated because he's playing for the Cowboys now. He had a good rookie year. He got better and better as the year went on. And then, like a dumbass, back in December of last year, Sam Williams got popped going 100 miles an hour in a 55 and wrecked his car and totaled the shit out of it. Isn't that great? And got cited and got his license suspended for a bit because he was going a Hyundai in a 55-mile-an-hour zone. Wiped his car out. Thank God he didn't kill anybody, starting with himself. Whatever. It's stupid. He shouldn't be doing it. Whatever. Here's this kid that slipped in the draft because of character issue questions, which I don't give a shit about character issues. I don't, unless you get suspended. If your character issues lead you to get suspended, then you can't help the Cowboys on Sundays and you can't be on the team. So we'll see what comes out of this latest arrest for Sam Williams, who got popped on Sunday. And I read reports, there were multiple reports that said it was he wasn't speeding really. He got arrested for having unlawful possession of a gun, which is stupid. I mean, shit, it doesn't take much to get registered to have a handgun in Texas, but of course he's just going to roll around with one that's not totally licensed. There were reports, though, that said that he had an uncontrolled substance and it was not marijuana. So yesterday, me and LG, we debated on whether or not it was coke or maybe some prescription medication he wasn't supposed to have. Well, I'm not one of these media types that throws stuff out and then it gets proven wrong and you don't ever address it. I'm not apologizing to Sam Williams. It was reported by others, not me. Turns out it was weed. He got popped for unlawful possession of a gun and unlawful possession of THC. So it was weed. That's not that big a deal to me. It's just not.
Smoking
half this state has a gun. Half this state smokes pot. Dumbass should have went and got his gun registered. That would not be as big a fire as it is. It's not a giant wildfire. It's not some inferno. But it's no little campfire either. It's a little bigger than this. He could get suspended if it weren't for his past, if he didn't have the issues in college, if he didn't have the stupid dumbassery of going 100 miles an hour in a 55 and having the car wreck last year. If that stuff was not there, this would not be that big a deal on its own. But he does have those things. And so Jerry Jones got asked about it yesterday, about Sam Williams this time. And does Jerry talk about how serious the organization's going to take it? Does he talk about how Sam Williams needs to get his head out of his ass and grow up? Does he talk about how the Cowboys have, gone to bat for this guy and given him a chance to make something of himself? No, Jerry doesn't do any of that. Jerry cracks jokes. This is what Jerry said yesterday to the roving media when asked about Sam Williams' latest arrest.
Last year he drives 100 miles an hour and has a wreck. In this, how do you conjugate all that? How do you balance those things?
Well, first of all, I'm saying that he is, which is more often the case than not. This sounds a little hollow, but he does and is maturing, and he is. What was he going, 66? Was he going 66 miles an hour?
Last year?
No, this year. So he's 34 miles an hour less than this year than he was last year. 98 to 66, so that's improvement.
Last year.
That is funny. However, unclassy, uncouth, and typical Jerry bullshit as it can be. Unbelievable, man. Again, it's not that they don't take it serious at all. Clearly not taking it serious enough. Again, I don't think it'd be that big a deal myself if it weren't for the other shit. Is he maturing? I don't know. Sam Williams is one of these guys that, he sounds, when you hear him in interviews, he was on with my boy Rudy J and Rob Thompson, a few weeks ago back in training camp in the morning on that Star. And he sounds like he should be a team captain when you sit there and spend 15 minutes with him and just chop it up with him. He's not a moron. He doesn't come off as an idiot. 99% of the time, there's no problems with him. And he's a damn good, talented football player. It's just every once in a while, he goes off the reservation. But he doesn't just go off. He doesn't just cross the line and open the gates to the reservation. Sam Williams leaps the fence and runs up the hills way far away. And when he fucks up royally, big time, and it's a concern for the Cowboys. And so there's fun with Jerry today as he makes light of, hey, well, at least he wasn't going 98. Was it 30-some-odd miles an hour difference? God almighty. There's Jerry to lead your show today. All right, it's Taylor Live. Become a member for just $6 a month. Subscribe for free. Show brought to you in part by the official soccer club of Thunderdome, the San Antonio City Soccer Club. They got the Copa del Rey. That's the Cup of the King, the King's Cup coming up this fall. And they're getting ready for a big tournament. They've got 8 pitches up there where they just built a whole bunch of new soccer pitches as part of their far north side location. This is a club that has over 1,500 kids playing in it from age 4 to all the way to 19. And they got big Copa del Rey coming up. And so maybe your kid's playing in it. Here's a chance for you to put your company on one of the fields. Sponsor one of our fields at San Antonio City Soccer Club. And literally thousands of people this year will wind up seeing the name of your company, your business, your nickname, whatever you want to put on there. Jump in there and help us support kids in San Antonio, support youth soccer, the official soccer club of us, the San Antonio City Soccer Club. Email me at MikeTaylorsShow@gmail.com or shoot me a DM or whatever you got to do. Let's talk about helping these kids and sponsoring a soccer field this year at San Antonio City Soccer Club. All right. I haven't been neglecting college football. I've been keeping up with it. It's just, once we get games going, we'll do some more college football as we go along. And once I get back home and we get back into our regular studios, and I'm more comfortable and not sitting in a hotel with kids unaccompanied at a pool, we'll make these shows longer. But I did get a kick out of seeing what the new Big 12 commissioner Brett Yormark said. Yormark is ready to get Texas and Oklahoma's asses out of the conference so they can move on with their future. He's done a terrific job bringing in all of these different schools, robbing the Pac-12 of a bunch of their schools, going to get schools out of Florida. The Big 12's turned into the big whatever it is, and it's a national conference. And the guy, I mean, he's simply reacting to Texas and Oklahoma jumping to the big dog that is the SEC, Big Southern John Plantation Country. And Yormark's done his job, and he should be commended for it. And he's ready to get Texas's ass out of the conference. They'll play one more year in the Longhorn tent. UT will. And it was hilarious when I heard, I saw a quote from Yormark. He was in Lubbock at a Texas Tech sanctioned event, and he addressed Joey McGuire, the second-year Texas Tech coach, and told him, he said, take care of business again this year. Basically, he told Tech, whip Texas's ass when y'all play them. I think Texas Tech plays Texas in the last game of the season. So UT's last ever game in the conference will be against Texas Tech. And here's the commissioner of the conference openly rooting for one school against the other. One being Texas Tech, who will continue to be in the conference, one leaving. So it's like kick Texas's ass. Thought that was pretty funny. Love Yormark. Love his swagger. Love his dolphin demeanor that he brings to the job. And he's been great so far for the Big 12. But as far as Texas, meh. Can I do this on YouTube, LG? I think
Sure,
I can.
why not?
If I'm Texas, fuck them. Who cares? Texas is doing what it has to do. Texas is doing what's best for it. Going to Big Southern John Plantation Country is the right move for them. So good on them. Ironically, once Texas gets to the SEC, I think Texas Tech's going to have an easy. Well, I don't think I know. We may see Texas Tech in a football playoff before UT, which is ironic simply because Texas Tech's going to be in a lesser conference. It's going to be a hell of a lot harder for Texas to go to the playoffs in Big Southern John Plantation Country than it's going to be for Texas Tech to get to the playoffs out of the Big 12, which the playoffs are absolutely going to change again. They have the new format this year, and because of all this exodus going on, they're going to have to change it again and figure out how to redo the postseason, which they're in the midst of talking about right now. So I'm pro Texas. They're the school of note in this state. They're going to the SEC. My fandom for UT is only going to increase because they're playing a bunch of foreign schools in other states. So a lot of y'all that think I've hated UT all these years, it's not that I hated them. I didn't have a lot of respect for them because they're a bunch of pussies up there. I mean, they just are. I can say that too on YouTube. I think Steve
Sure, why
Sarkisian's sure he's working on that. He's told them to embrace the hate mentality into the season here in their last year in the conference. I love that. I love Steve Sarkisian, love Quinn Ewers, love Arch Manning. And my fandom, if you will, for UT is only going to increase once they do move and get away from TCU, my beloved Frogs. Because just like I root for the Aggies all these years playing in that conference, although the damn Aggies are kind of an ass whip these days, I still root for them because it says Texas on their shirt. Same thing with UT. Oklahoma, I don't hate Oklahoma either. Hell, 80% of their roster are Texans. All I know is my fandom for UT is going to increase, but I'd love Yormark telling Texas Tech, take care of business when you play those Longhorns. All right, the official mortgage company of our show. It's at Hardwick Mortgage. If you need a mortgage man, might I recommend the official mortgage guy of us. HardwickMortgage.com is the website. If you're in the market to buy a home, Hardwick Mortgage can shop across multiple lenders to get you the best deal. And maybe you're looking to purchase a new or a used manufactured home with land, which, hell, I've thought about that myself. Brad Hardwick is our guy. Maybe you're just looking to buy some acreage and put something on it later on to live in. He can do that too. It's hardwickmortgage.com. The information is presented for informational purposes. This is not a commitment to lend or extend credit. Information and or dates are subject to change without notice. All loans are subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. As a result of refinancing, your total finance charges may be higher over the life of the loan. Visit hardwickmortgage.com for more information. Hardwick Financial Services, NMLS ID 1972012. Hardwickmortgage.com. It is hardwickmortgage.com. Okay. How about a little Taylor trash? LG wanted to see how we're eating out here in the hellscape, so let's just get into it now. It's Taylor trash on Mike Taylor Live. All right. So I am in the hellscape. And I've said that there's 4 kinds of people. And this is a general opinion. There are exceptions to all of this stuff. But generally speaking, I don't want to offend anybody who lives out here already. There are 4 kinds of people, generally speaking, that live in Hawaii. Hawaiians, enlisted military personnel, people that make more than $250,000 a year, and dumbasses. If you don't fit any of those other 3 categories and you choose to live here, you're choosing to live in poverty. Even though it's beautiful and it's paradise and I enjoy my time here, it is, what do the kids say? It is hella expensive to live here. So if you don't make at least $250,000 a year and you just choose to live here and you're not in the military or you're not a native-born Hawaiian son, you're nuts. But to each his own. All right, because it's expensive out here, and because it cost me over $1,000 just to stay in a small little hotel, like this little hotel here, 6 days is going to be over $1,000, easy. That's not even the markup fees and all that shit. Had I rented a car, that would have been another $1,200 plus $40 a night to park the car here at the hotel. So that being said, when I come out here, because I come out here a lot, I have to scrimp. I think Andy Everett said he came out here for 10 days with his family, spent $10,000 in 10 days. That's a lot. I can't do that because I come out here too much. And so I have to scrimp and cut corners. And thank God I lived here back in the day. And so I know some cheap places. LG, if you ever come out here with me to Hawaii, we got to go to this place here. It's just really good. But I know everywhere you go, you get into the local cuisine.
Oh yeah.
LG, if LG comes out here and I take him to Cheesecake Factory, that's not going to fly for him.
Yeah, we don't need to go to 54th Street Diner or anything like that.
No, we're not going to do that.
I don't need Buffalo Wild Wings.
No, we won't do that. Although there's one right down the street from
I'm sure they've got some Hawaiian flavors as well that are delicious.
Absolutely.
But no, thank you. Yes.
No, well, you've never been here, so when you get here, we're going to take you to some of the touristy places. Just because you haven't been here, you got to do that shit, That's fine for one day or two. Then we're going to get off into the woods. We're going to go up into the mountains. We're going to go down in up to the North Shore, where all the locals are, and we're going to eat mom and pop places, cook local food cooked by local people. And when we go on there, yeah, that's what's up. So when I come here, I go to a place called Steak Farm, and I had my kid Roland yesterday when we went and ate breakfast. It's a steakhouse, but we had breakfast there. LG wanted to see some like traditional cuisine, like the basics. Like this is the enchiladas of Hawaii. We'll just roll on it now. This is me and the kids going into the Steak Farm, the local place, yesterday in Hawaii. On Taylor Live.
Yesterday, LG was saying he wants to come to like off the beaten path local places that tourists don't go to much. This would be one of the spots. It's called Steak Farm. It's a steakhouse, Hawaiian steakhouse. We're gonna have breakfast, so we're already in. There's my kids. We're gonna have traditional Hawaiian breakfast mixed with some pancakes. What do we got here? Let's see. Oh, we got pancakes. That looks ridiculously good.
Those are legit.
All right, and then we got, here we go. Eggs, spam, white rice, very traditional. The Asian, Polynesian, Hawaiian influence on the food is all over this place. This is the inside of Steak Farm in Honolulu here. Just show them how small this place is. All right.
Yeah. Like so 3 tables in there?
Like a lot
4
of
tables?
It's a house.
Hole in the wall. A beautiful hole in the wall with all the aloha love. So we're going to have traditional Hawaiian breakfast. You got to have your spam. Got to have your eggies.
Seems like that would be easy to cook up at home.
Rice rolling.
Yeah.
Put it all up in there. See how big my mouth is now? How good. Broke the mouth. I spit rice out. Broke the mouth.
All right.
Broke the what? What are you saying
Broke
there?
the mouth. Have you not heard that phrase before?
No.
Broke the mouth.
You break your
that's
mouth?
pigeon. That's pigeon for that shit tastes real good.
Okay,
It's
that's
so
what
good.
the locals
so
say.
good. Yeah, it's so good. I bet your boys in Revolution say broke the mouth when they come out to the islands to eat.
Well, yeah, maybe when they do that.
Maybe.
Just some white boy
Well,
from
no,
California.
it's so good it breaks your mouth. It's so good,
Okay, I can dig it. Yeah.
Like your ex-girlfriend, she broke your mouth. Just saying. I mean, it's a good thing. It tastes so good it broke the mouth. So, you're right. Anybody can go get Spam, right, from H-E-B, although that Spam's homemade. Anybody can go get Spam. Anybody can scramble an egg. Anybody can make... What's that?
How do you make Spam at home? You just throw a pig into like a grinder and then let it like gel up, and then there you go, Spam.
Pretty much. Processed pig. But anyway, anybody can go get those ingredients back home and make that same breakfast. But dude, it's kind of like, it's like saying I can get Mexican food in Dallas. Well, but you can.
That rice is tricky to make, though. The sticky rice that the Hawaiians make, it's tricky to get that exact like texture and stickiness to it.
Exactly.
It's
easy. Not like, that's right. It's not like you can't find decent tacos in, I don't know, Abilene. They're fine, but there's just something about the flavor of the tortillas and the beans in San Antonio, Texas. You know what I'm saying? There's magic in the air. And so,
Something
and I don't like
Spam in Hawaii.
Correct. I never eat Spam, hardly ever. I ate it just because it was cheap at that little spot, and I wanted to show you, what it basically looks like. And, everything comes in styrofoam. They don't even use dishes. You see the fridge there? That's basically some old moo-moo's house.
Nice plate lunch.
Pretty much. And it's just, there's just something magical in the dust in the food they make here.
Those
traditional
pancakes
stuff.
looked legit.
Oh my God, dude!
Yeah,
that was 40,000 calories in a styrofoam box for show, and it was effing good, sprinkled with sugar. All right, Taylor Trash brought to you by Hank the Realtor, Vortex Realty. My man Hank. There's a shortage of homes in our town, and maybe you're thinking about selling and taking advantage of that because there's now such a demand and costs have gone up in houses. Maybe you have a house and you got a little equity built up, and here's your opportunity to go bank. Send your comps, or send your text Hank at that number 31121. Let Hank run comps on your house. He'll get back to you and let you know exactly what your place is worth. They call it a free market analysis in that business. It is the official real estate agent of Thunderdome. It's that Hank. It's that Hank the Realtor from Vortex. He's a real estate agent. Hank. Oh, Hank. All right. I got kids waiting on me. It's Friday. They're wondering why I've neglected them, so I need to get back to them. So I thought we would end the show today and I've had a lot of feedback this week on these Hawaiian shows, and I appreciate it, dude. I thought we'd every time I leave and do these kind of goofball shows like this, I always think we're going to lose all of our viewers, and we don't. And I love y'all hard. Thank you.
Yeah,
if you're watching every day,
it's nice to get out of the box every now and then,
Sure.
Metaphorically and physically speaking, yeah.
Yeah, our version of get out of the box is technical meltdowns and Taylor having to do the show with his phone propped up on a wall.
Well, yeah, you get to get out of the box. I'm still in the box here, as you can see. Yeah.
So we've had some good feedback, and I actually taped some to the wall above me right here.
Oh, did you now?
So I thought I got to get,
Post-it notes?
I tried. I got Post-it notes. Yeah, I try to get better at. Well, look, I'll just show you. See, and these are emails. I got to get better at like
YouTubing.
I'm pretty good at answering emails. I just suck at answering them on the air. I got to get better at that. I don't want to be like Jim Rome, who mails in 3 hours every day, literally reading tweets and emails. I don't want to do that.
You don't want to go full Jeff Sheen and just read a bunch of tweets for the next segment?
No, I don't want to go full Jeff Sheen. I don't want to mail it in like Jim Rome does and read emails all day. Which, more power to that guy. He's worth $30 million. He earned the right to mail it in, but I have not. But I need to get better at reading a few emails. So let's just. And these are all Cowboy related. So let's just do the mail, man. Right?
Mail, motherfucker.
See. The energies, our synergies even good from afar. All right, our mail sack brought to you in part by R&R Auto Glass, the official auto glass repair company of Taylor and Thunderdome. If you have damage to your vehicle, it doesn't matter if it's the front windshield, the back windows, the side windows, the sunroof, take it in there and let them fix it for you. Janet and the boys over there will take care of you quick. You don't have to go in there and spend 3 days in carpool or catch a ride and Uber to work. They'll fix it today. And mention me when you go in there. You talk about Poodle supporting local businesses. This right here is some Poodle San Antonians right there by the airport at 281 in Tacoma. RNR Auto Glass. Mention me and get that Taylor hookup. All right. Jimmy on the north side's in here. Taylor, I've not heard you mention Jalen Tolbert. You bashed his ass all year last year and called him a football etard with an R. That's an unfortunate thing to write, Jimmy, when it came to football. Have you seen what he's done in the preseason, or are you too busy mailing in your job? Hey, dude, I'm on vacation. I have seen Jalen Tolbert. Let me say this about Jalen Tolbert, and he does appear not to be nearly as football dumb as he was. I'm not saying he's an idiot. He's just football dumb. You know, he had all that talent, and they thought that they had a steal in him, and they brought him in last year. Thought they had I think he was a, third-round pick? And they thought they had a huge steal. And he's got all this great talent, but turns out he couldn't learn the Cowboys schemes to save his ass, to save his life. And what a difference a year makes. Sometimes rookies just need a year. So maybe just some rookies pick it up right away. Some take 6 months. Some take a year. Some don't ever get it. There's so many talented, super talented football players that don't play football anymore because they simply couldn't read a playbook and memorize it. They couldn't read. They can't read an iPad, watch plays, and then go physically do it, and then do it on the fly in the midst of the heat of an NFL game with Dak Prescott calling audibles and coaches calling signals. There's just some guys that just can't do that. And last year that kid was lost, but this year he's been terrific. At best, he's still going to be the number 4 wide receiver on the team. But if he's figured it out, I mean, shit, that's pretty good. If he's figured it out with Brandon Cooks and CeeDee Lamb and Mike Gallup and Jalen Tolbert, much improved, learn how to play football on paper too, and translate it to the field, that's a pretty good little receiver core for old Dak. I haven't mentioned Dak all week much. But let me say this about the preseason that Jalen Tolbert has had. While I'm happy and it looks like he's figured some stuff out, he still has not done jack shit in a game that matters. I need him to go catch passes in regular season games with games on the line, and then we can talk about his improvement. But I have noticed it, and I'm cautiously optimistic. And I'll bring in, here's another example of a rookie who doesn't always get it right off the top. And, look, I'm not some defensive line or defensive nose tackle or edge rushing expert here. I'm a dude who watches a lot of football and fires off a lot of opinions about it, but I try to base it on the most educated football opinion I can give. Mozzie Smith. A lot of y'all have reached out to me, emailed me. I've seen a lot of stuff written in the papers or whatever. Why isn't Mozzie Smith making more of an impact? Well, give the kid a chance. I have read, a lot of experts that know what they're talking about when it comes to defensive tackles. Obviously, Mozzie being the Cowboys' first-round pick this year. And I've read that it's actually really hard to pick up defensive tackle. I mean, that's what I've read. I'm not defending the kid because he's a Cowboy. I wouldn't do that. I ripped Jalen Tolbert's ass all last year. I just think that Mozzie Smith needs more time. He is unbelievably gifted talent-wise. And with him, again, it's just learning the schematics, learning to be able to play on that level with that really good rotation of tackles they've got. And he's just not figured it out from the neck up yet. Once the neck up catches to the neck down, I still think Mozzie Smith will be the guy they wanted when they brought him in. That is the really good 10 years in the league, run-stopping gap guy that frees up linebackers to do a lot of other stuff. By the way, let's stop with the anti-Michigan shit. I'm not a Michigan fan, and Lord knows Jim Harbaugh's a weirdo. This whole thing where, the Cowboys drafted 2 guys from Michigan, they're all going to be busts like Taco Charlton. That's a dumbass opinion that you always get. Those are the kinds of opinions you get in August. in training camp, in the middle of the preseason, when we're all bored to tears and just want to get regular season games. Go tell Tom Brady that guys from Michigan don't pan out. That's a stupid opinion. What else? Bobby on the north side. What's up, Bobby? Haven't heard from you in a while. Mike, I think they're going to be good, but they're one injury on the offensive line from being absolutely horrible. I think it might make that bit of difference. God forbid they lose 2 guys this year. Look, here's the thing, Bobby. They're going to lose somebody on the offensive line. It's the NFL. You can't keep 5 guys healthy all year. It's just not possible. It's not going to happen. They're going to have an injury. Someone's going to go down for the year. And I agree with you. I'm worried they don't have any depth at all. It doesn't appear. They just don't. They've got Tyler Smith, Tyler Biadish, Zach Martin, and Cibolo's own Terrence Steele. They don't have shit below any of those guys. They have done a piss-poor job on offensive line depth. They've drafted guys, but if any of those kids they've drafted the last couple of years, that Matt Waletzko or that Josh Ball or whatever, if any of those guys have anything, they damn sure have not really shown enough yet, and I do worry about that too. So all I can say is, man, fingers crossed, and I can guarantee you one of the 5 guys goes down, if not more, because it's the NFL, baby. We talk about the NFL, and it's enough to drive you to drinking if they wind up having their season going to the shitter because they don't have offensive line depth. But at least if you got to go do a bunch of drinking, it'll be Live Oak Vodka if you're smart. The official vodka of Thunderdome is Live Oak Vodka. Remarkably clean with soft expressions of whetstone and rainwater, light whispers of Douglas fir and American oak are distinct, enjoyable, and very, very subtle. Coastal Bend Distilling Zone right there in Beeville, Texas. It is Live Oak Vodka, the official vodka of Thunderdome. All right, one more point, we'll get out of here. I did, obviously I've not addressed the injury to former Longhorns great and ARP's own. Y'all know where ARP is? It's outside of Tyler, East Texas. It's up there in Base, Texas. ARP's own DeMarvion Overshown blew his knee out and is done for the year. And what I was reading was they told one of their backup safeties, Marquise Bell, to be ready to move to linebacker and play both. They're going to have Marquise Bell try to play some linebacker because they want Marquise Bell to kind of fill that linebacker role that they hoped that Overshown was going to play this year. The fact that they're having to move a guy from safety to fill that rotational Overshown role, that tells me that Jabril Cox is not where he needs to be. I love Jabril Cox. I've loved Cox ever since they brought him in. The day that they announced they were going to bring Cox in, I've been excited. I love Cox. Mostly because he looks like a Greek statue and he played at LSU in Big Southern John Plantation Country and he was a freaking All-American. I just cannot believe that Jabril Cox can't figure it out enough to be it out. They're going to have to convert a safety to linebacker. That just does not bode well for Cox. So right now, I thought Cox was going to come in here and pulverize, but he is flaccid and limp-noodled so far. But as long as Marquise Bell can figure it out, whatever it takes, I don't care who it is, just go score touchdowns or make tackles and help the Cowboys win. All right, that's it. We're done. Y'all have a great weekend. One more show from the hellscape on Monday. And I'll be back home again. I got to go make sure my kids are alive. Love y'all hard. Thank you, DJ LG. F. Jerry Jones. Go Cowboys. Enjoy Fat Mike. We'll see you boys in here on Monday at 10 a.m. on Mike Taylor Live.
Oh, come back, you puppy!
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
This is a Bronx bound